stop doing these 5 things to raise your vibration instantly. Let's get real for a moment. You've probably heard about raising your vibration, right? It's that state of being where you feel lighter, more aligned, and deeply connected to yourself and the universe. It's like you're in flow, where the right people, opportunities, and energy just seem to magnetize toward you. But let's be honest, most of us don't live in that space as often as we'd like. Instead, we get stuck. We feel heavy, disconnected, and like no matter what we do, life doesn't quite click. Here's the truth: raising your vibration isn't just about what you do. It's about what you stop doing. There are habits, patterns, and choices we make every single day, often unconsciously, that drag our energy down and trap us in a lower vibrational state. And the more we stay stuck in these patterns, the harder it becomes to access that higher state of being where clarity, joy, and alignment live. So the first step to raising your vibration instantly: stop doing the things that are holding you back. But before we dive into what those 5 things are, let's talk about why this matters so much. You see, your vibration is like a signal you send out to the universe. Imagine you're a radio tower, constantly broadcasting a frequency.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
That frequency is what determines what you attract into your life. Low vibration, you attract chaos, negativity, and resistance. High vibration, you attract flow, abundance, and synchronicity. So when people talk about manifesting their dreams, creating a life of purpose, or finding true inner peace, what they're really talking about is raising their vibration. But here's the thing: you can't broadcast a high frequency if you're weighed down by low vibrational habits. It's like trying to tune into a crystal clear radio station while stuck in static. It just doesn't work. Let's pause here for a moment. I want to ask you something that might make you uncomfortable. What are you holding on to right now that you know is keeping you stuck? Is it a toxic relationship, a self-destructive habit, or even just a mindset that tells you you're not enough? Be honest with yourself. Because the first step to raising your vibration is awareness. You can't change what you're not willing to see. Now, here's the exciting part: the moment you stop doing even one of these 5 things, you'll feel a shift. It might be subtle at first, like a weight lifting off your shoulders, or it might be profound, like a sudden burst of clarity or energy. Either way, the shift is real, and it's proof that your vibration is rising. So let's begin with the first thing to stop doing: feeding low vibrational thoughts. This is where most of us get stuck without even realizing it. Low vibrational thoughts are those negative, repetitive stories we tell ourselves, the ones that say, "I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed," or "life is unfair." But these thoughts might feel automatic, like they're just part of who you are, but they're not. They're patterns, and patterns can be changed. Every time you indulge in these thoughts, you're lowering your vibration. It's like pouring mud into a clear stream. It clouds everything. But when you start to catch these thoughts and choose not to engage with them, you begin to clear the stream. You begin to shift your energy. Here's a practice for you: the next time you notice a low vibrational thought creeping in, don't fight it. Fighting it only gives it more power. Instead, observe it. Say to yourself, there's that thought again. Then ask, is this thought serving me? Is it helping me to grow, to heal, to align with my higher self? If the answer is no, and let's be honest, it usually is, let it go. Imagine it drifting away like a cloud in the sky. This simple practice, done consistently, can transform your inner world. And when your inner world changes, your outer world follows. But low vibrational thoughts aren't the only thing keeping your vibration stuck. The second thing to stop doing is holding on to resentment and anger. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Anger isn't inherently bad. It's a natural emotion, and when used constructively, it can be a powerful catalyst for change. But when anger turns into resentment, when it festers and becomes a constant undercurrent in your life, that's when it drags your vibration down. Resentment is like carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. The person you're angry at might not even know you're carrying it, but it's weighing you down every single day. So how do you release resentment? Through forgiveness. And I know forgiveness isn't easy. It's not about excusing someone's behavior or pretending the hurt didn't happen. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself. It's about saying, I refuse to let this energy control me anymore. And here's the deeper truth: forgiveness isn't something you do once and forget about. It's a practice. It's a choice you make every day to let go, to set yourself free. So ask yourself, who or what am I still holding on to? And what would it feel like to finally let it go? We've only just scratched the surface, but already you can see how powerful these shifts are. When you stop feeding low vibrational thoughts and holding on to resentment, you create space. Space for higher vibrations to flow in. Space for joy, clarity, and alignment. And that's just the beginning. In the next part, we'll dive even deeper into the habits that are keeping you stuck and how to break free from them once and for all. Now that we've begun uncovering the things that hold your vibration down, low vibrational thoughts and resentment, you may already feel the weight of those habits and patterns. But here's the thing, those were just the beginning. If you truly want to raise your vibration to align with the higher energy where flow, joy, and synchronicity exist, you need to go even deeper, because there are other traps, often subtle, often disguised as harmless, that are keeping you stuck in a loop of low energy. And these traps, they're not just habits, they're energetic toxins. They clog your system and block the light from flowing through you. Let's talk about how to clear those blocks, starting with one of the sneakiest traps of all: consuming toxic energy. We live in a world where negativity is everywhere. It's in the media we consume, the conversations we have, even the environments we surround ourselves with. And the thing about energy is that it's contagious. If you're constantly exposing yourself to low vibrational energy, whether it's through social media arguments, fear-based news, or gossip, you're absorbing that energy. It becomes part of your vibration. I think about it, how many times have you scrolled through your phone only to feel drained, anxious, or frustrated afterward? That's not a coincidence. What you consume affects you. It's like your body. If you feed it junk food every day, it's going to feel heavy and sluggish. Your energy works the same way. So, how do you detox your energy? Start by becoming mindful of what you're consuming. Ask yourself, is this lifting me up or dragging me down? Is this helping me expand or keeping me stuck? And don't just stop at media. Apply this question to every part of your life. The conversations you have, the people you spend time with, the environments you're in, are they supporting your growth or are they draining your energy? If the answer is the latter, it's time to start making changes. That doesn't mean cutting everything out all at once. It's about setting boundaries, being intentional, and choosing what you allow into your space. Because your energy is sacred, and not everything deserves access to it. Which brings us to the next thing you need to stop doing: living in comparison. This one is huge. Comparison is one of the fastest ways to lower your vibration. It's like looking at someone else's garden and wondering why their flowers are blooming when you haven't even watered your own. Every time you compare yourself to someone else, whether it's their success, their appearance, They're relationships you're sending a message to the universe that says, "I'm not enough," and that message, it becomes your reality. Because the universe reflects back the energy you put out. If you're constantly focused on lack, on what you don't have, you'll attract more of that lack into your life. But here's the truth: you are not here to live someone else's journey. You are not here to follow someone else's timeline. You are here to walk your own path, to grow at your own pace, to bloom in your own time. And the moment you stop comparing, the moment you shift your focus back to yourself, you reclaim your power. You start to see that you already have everything you need within you. So let me ask you, how much energy are you wasting by comparing yourself to others? And what would happen if you redirected that energy toward your own growth? Now, let's talk about something that's tied deeply to comparison but deserves its own moment: seeking external validation. This is another trap that keeps so many of us stuck in low vibrational states. We look outside of ourselves for approval, for permission, for someone else to tell us we're good enough. And every time we do, we give away a piece of our power. Because here's the thing: external validation is fleeting. One moment you might feel on top of the world because someone praised you or acknowledged you, but the next moment, when that validation is gone, you're left feeling empty, questioning your worth all over again. True, lasting vibration comes from within. It comes from you knowing, in your heart, that you are enough without needing anyone else to confirm it. And that's not easy. It takes practice. It takes looking in the mirror and saying, "I see you. I value you. I love you." Even when no one else is saying it. It takes reminding yourself that your worth is inherent, that it doesn't depend on how many likes, followers, or compliments you get. So ask yourself, where in my life am I still seeking validation? And what would it feel like to give that validation to myself instead? Finally, let's address the most subtle, yet most pervasive trap of all living in resistance. Resistance is when you fight against what is. It's when you cling to control, when you struggle against the flow, when you refuse to let go of what's no longer serving you. Resistance shows up in so many forms: holding on to old habits, refusing to forgive, staying in situations that you know aren't aligned with your higher self. And the longer you resist, the more stuck you feel. For resistance is heavy. It's dense. It locks you into a low vibrational state where growth and expansion are almost impossible. The key to breaking free from resistance is surrender. And surrender doesn't mean giving up, it means letting go. It means trusting the flow of life, even when it doesn't make sense. It means releasing the need to control every outcome and instead aligning yourself with the energy of trust. So let me ask you, what are you resisting right now, and what would happen if you simply let it go? As you begin to stop these behaviors consuming toxic energy, living in comparison, seeking external validation, and resisting the flow, you'll notice something incredible. Your energy will start to shift. Your vibration will begin to rise. And the higher your vibration, the more aligned, magnetic, and abundant your life will become. But we're not done yet. In the next part, we'll go even deeper into how to sustain this high vibration and create a life that reflects your highest self. Now that we've uncovered the subtle traps that lower your vibration: negative consumption, comparison, seeking validation, and resistance, you might already feel a sense of clarity. You've begun to see how these behaviors aren't just habits, they're energetic weights, pulling you into states where life feels more difficult, where flow feels unreachable. But breaking free from these patterns is just the start. Raising your vibration is one thing, sustaining it is another. This is where the real work begins, integrating these shifts into your daily life in a way that feels natural, powerful, and aligned. Let's start with something fundamental: your environment. The spaces you inhabit, your home, your workplace, even the kind of nature you're exposed to, have a profound impact on your vibration. Think of your environment as an extension of your energy field. If it's cluttered, chaotic, or filled with stagnant energy, it will reflect in your inner state. Have you ever walked into a space and felt instantly drained? That's because energy can linger, and if you're not intentional about the energy in your environment, it can pull you down. So, how do you align your environment with a higher vibration? Start small. Declutter the spaces where you spend the most time. Open the windows, bring in natural light, and incorporate plants or crystals that resonate with you. But beyond the physical, think about the energetic imprint of your space. Do you fill it with gratitude? Do you bring joy into it? Your environment should feel like a sanctuary, a space that recharges you instead of depleting you. Ask yourself, what small changes can I make to my space today to create an environment that supports my highest vibration? Next, let's touch on one of the most powerful tools for sustaining a high vibration presence. So often, we lower our energy by living in the past or the future. We replay regrets, dwell on what went wrong, or worry about what hasn't even happened yet. But the truth is, the only place your vibration exists is in the present moment. This moment, right now, is where your power lies. When you're fully present, you align yourself with the flow of life. You connect with your breath, your body, your intuition. You tune into the subtle energy of the universe, and that's when magic happens. But how do you cultivate presence, especially in a world that's constantly pulling you away from it? Start with mindfulness. Take moments throughout the day to pause, breathe, and tune into what's happening right now. Feel your feet on the ground. Listen to the sounds around you. Notice the sensations in your body. And when your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back. Presence isn't about perfection, it's a practice. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. So ask yourself, how often am I truly present in my life? And what would shift if I committed to being here, now, just a little more each day? Another key to sustaining a high vibration is energy hygiene. Just as you shower or brush your teeth to keep your body clean, you need to cleanse your energy regularly. Throughout the day, you're exposed to other people's energy, collective energy, and even your own fluctuating emotions. If you're not intentional about clearing that energy, it can build up and weigh you down. Think about it. How often do you carry the stress of a difficult conversation or the heaviness of someone else's negativity long after the moment has passed? To cleanse your energy, find practices that resonate with you. This could be as simple as taking a few deep breaths, visualizing yourself surrounded by white light, or using tools like sage, sound, or water to clear your field. Even spending time in nature can be incredibly cleansing. There's something about the Earth's energy that naturally resets us. Make energy hygiene a daily ritual, just like brushing your teeth. And as you do, ask yourself, what energy am I holding onto that's no longer mine, and how can I release it? Now, let's talk about gratitude. If there's one practice that can instantly raise and sustain your vibration, it's gratitude. Gratitude is like a magnet for high-frequency energy. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your attention away from lack and into abundance. You tell the universe, I see the blessings in my life, and I'm open to receiving more, and the universe responds. But gratitude isn't just about writing a list or saying thank you once in a while. It's about embodying an attitude of gratitude in everything you do. Start your day with gratitude. Before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big, sometimes the smallest things, like the warmth of the sun or the taste of your morning tea, can have the biggest impact. Throughout the day, look for moments to appreciate a kind word, a small win, even a challenge that's helping you grow. And at night, before you sleep, reflect on the blessings of the day. Gratitude is a practice that compounds over time. The more you do it, the more you'll notice the good in your life. So ask yourself, when was the last time I truly felt grateful? And how can I bring more gratitude into my daily life? Finally, let's talk about connection. High vibration isn't something you cultivate in isolation, it's something you share. When you connect with others from a place of love, kindness, and authenticity, you amplify your vibration. But this doesn't mean forcing yourself into relationships or situations that don't feel aligned. True connection starts with you. When you're connected to yourself, when you honor your needs, listen to your intuition, and show up authentically, you naturally attract relationships that reflect your higher self. So, surround yourself with people who uplift you. Seek out community, but don't be afraid to spend time alone when you need it. Connection isn't about quantity, it's about quality. And as you deepen your connection with yourself, you'll find that your connections with others become more meaningful, more aligned, and more nourishing. Ask yourself, who in my life supports my highest vibration, and how can I nurture those connections? Sustaining a high vibration is a daily practice. It's about aligning your environment, your presence, your energy, your gratitude, and your connections with your highest self. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. And when you commit to this practice, you create a life that feels expansive, joyful, and deeply aligned. There's one final piece to this puzzle: how to embody these shifts to create lasting transformation. Let's continue. Now that you've uncovered the tools to raise and sustain a high vibration, it's time for the ultimate step: embodiment. Embodiment is where transformation becomes permanent. It's the process of not just practicing higher vibrational habits, but living them so deeply and consistently that they become who you are. This is how you turn fleeting moments of alignment into a lasting state of being. This is how you stop chasing high vibe energy and start being it. So, what does it mean to embody your highest vibration? It means showing up every day as the version of yourself that is most aligned with your purpose, your truth, and your joy. It's about making choices not just occasionally, but in every moment that reflect the energy you want to carry. It's about becoming the light instead of just seeking it. And this process, while simple in concept, requires a level of commitment and self-awareness that most people never reach. But you're here because you're ready. The first step to embodiment is consistency. The practices we've talked about, mindfulness, gratitude, energy hygiene, are powerful, but their power comes from repetition. Think of these habits as seeds. Planting them once won't create a garden, but watering them daily will. So, ask yourself, what would happen if I committed to these practices not just today, but every day for the next month, the next year, the next decade? Embodiment begins when you make these practices a natural part of your life, when they move from something you do to something you are. But consistency isn't just about habits, it's about your energy. Every day you wake up with a choice to align with a higher vibration or to slip back into old patterns. And let's be honest, there will be days when it's hard. Days when you feel stuck, drained, or disconnected. On those days, remember this: your vibration is not determined by how you feel, it's determined by how you respond. Being high vibe doesn't mean being happy all the time. It means showing up with love, compassion, and intention, even when things feel heavy. It means asking yourself, what's the most aligned action I can take right now? even if that action is as simple as taking a deep breath or stepping outside for a moment of peace. The second step to embodiment is self-trust. As you raise your vibration, you'll start to hear your intuition more clearly. You'll feel guided, as if the universe is speaking directly to you. And it is. But here's the thing, the universe doesn't just speak to you, it speaks through you. Your intuition is one of the most powerful tools you have, and embodying your highest vibration means learning to trust it. When something feels off, listen. When something feels aligned, act. The more you honor your intuition, the stronger it becomes. So, ask yourself, where in my life am I ignoring my inner voice, and what would happen if I chose to trust it instead? Finally, embodiment means serving as a light for others. When you raise your vibration, it doesn't just affect you, it ripples out into the world. Your energy becomes a beacon, inspiring and uplifting everyone you meet. But remember, being the light doesn't mean fixing others or forcing them to change. It means living so fully in your truth that others are inspired to find their own. It means showing up with kindness, authenticity, and an open heart, knowing that the greatest gift you can give the world is the example of your own alignment. Let me leave you with this: embodying your highest vibration isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's a choice you make every day, moment by moment, to align with the energy of love, joy, and truth. And as you do, you'll notice that life begins to flow in ways you never imagined. Challenges become opportunities, connections become deeper, and you'll realize that the light you were searching for was never outside of you, it was always within. So, I'll ask you one final question: are you ready to stop seeking and start becoming? Because the moment you say yes, your transformation begins.